y'all. So I am a 90s kind of girl. I was thinking that it might be fun to do one of those YouTube tags where I just sit and answer questions that I mean, honestly, I don't have an audience. So looked up a few questions from like YouTube tags and stuff and BookTube tags that would be related to some of the things that I might cover on my channel. I was thinking about possibly doing this while doing my makeup, so off to the side where you can't see is all of my makeup, but I decided against it because it's Saturday and I honestly don't feel like putting on a face full of makeup just to take it off right after this. You do see this video when you see this video, if you have questions that you think you might want to know about me, of course, leave them down in the comments and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. If I have enough, maybe I'll do a second video. The first one I have is what inspired you to start your YouTube channel. I love watching YouTube videos. A lot of the things I watch tend to be like the longer essay videos that a lot of some creators do, and I have, of course, some of my people that I subscribe to and I follow, and for some reason the thought has always been in my head that, hey, this is something you want to do. What's the history or what's the story behind your channel name? My channel name is 90s Kind of Girl. I have always been in love with the 90s. I am not technically a 90s. Well, I'm a 90s baby. I was born in 94, but I am not, I wasn't there to be able to like really experience the 90s. But I've always seen it like a nostalgic time. And I just love everything doing with 90s. Doing with 90s, I just feel like the fashion was better, hairstyles were better. Well, I would say when it comes to black culture in particular, the 90s style was, and you see it being emulated nowadays too, and everything's coming back because of course history repeats itself. Have any superpower, what would it be? I guess it's not time travel, but hop from one place to the next like really fast, like because anyone who knows me knows I am an extreme introvert. I like to stay to myself. If I have to go to an event, I want to get to the event early, especially if I promise somebody I'm going to be there. Let me go there early, let me show my face, and then let me be out, because I don't want to I was like, sticking around and being around a lot of people is just not my thing. So if I could do that and make it work to my benefit where I show up real quick and then go back somewhere else, that's for me. Question is, what's your favorite childhood memory? I think when I wrote this one down, the first thing that popped in my mind is that my brother Jermaine, like when my grandmother or his mom would put up it was like this really tiny Christmas tree, but because we never had a huge Christmas tree, but they would put the little ornaments in it, and for some reason, well, he was always into rapping, and I don't know how to rap. I would just be playing around, so we would we would perform like as if we are putting on a music video, and we'd be in the ornaments. And I don't know whether you remember how, like, I know Bad Boy and like Missy Elliott and stuff would film their music videos, and it would be like the fish eye. But we would go back and forth rapping and just be. Who has been the most influential person in your life? I think I have two that come to mind.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry.
First one being my grandmother, who raised me. She was just a very strong, independent black woman who no one played with. You did not play with her at all. Like, she was very much like, if you want to know the truth, don't come to me, and because I'm just going to tell you the truth no matter how much it hurts you. So, and I take a lot of that from her. Like, if you want to know my opinion, I'm going to tell you my opinion. I'm going to try to, not sugarcoat it, but put it in a way that, okay, I don't mean to hurt your feelings with this, but this is how I feel. Or this is what I think. So yeah, she was my parent. essentially. So she was probably the most influential person in my life. I think the second person would be my aunt, who I actually ended up living with, her and my uncle after my grandmother passed away. My grandmother was the person who was influential in my life from birth, and then as far as becoming an adult and going into womanhood, my most influential person was my aunt. She just taught me, basically picked up where my grandmother left off and just ran with it from there and taught me a lot. What's your favorite movie or TV show? TV show is a different world, and it's mostly because of, I mean, obviously it took place in the 90s. First season, I think, which everyone will more than likely agree, was that it just wasn't good. And because I didn't watch the Cosby Show, I guess I didn't really feel a connection with Denise, and I don't know, I didn't like her. I love Lisa Bonet, but that character, I didn't like her. So I didn't really, so once first season ended and second season on, I was like, this is for me. You have a favorite book that changed your perspective? In my honors class, and we had to read A Child Called It. Such a traumatic book, but it's such a necessary book. And I know there's a second book that I never got to read that like kind of continues the little boy's story, but it's a book about a young boy who was abused essentially by his parents. And I think that book just was one of the, I don't know, it was just one of those things that opened my eyes that, okay, people really be doing like evil stuff to little kids that just are unexplainable. And if you can do in my eyes, if you can do anything to a child or an animal, you're like one of the worst human beings ever. If you could time travel, where would you go? I think it's obvious. Go back to the 90s, but I want to go back to the early 90s because I want to live through all of it. Also, I would love to meet one of my favorite people who ever walked this earth, in Tupac Shakur, and I would love to meet him and his mother and just watch their dynamic, because I just think they're two of the most fascinating people that were around during that time. What's your favorite book genre and why? My favorite book genre is historical fiction, or I love nonfiction about historic topics. Do you prefer hardcover, paperback, or ebooks? I do not like reading ebooks. I am just getting into audiobooks. I'm trying to get into audiobooks. Two of my best friends love audiobooks, and they just be moving through books so fast. I love to have a physical book. I'm not really huge on whether it's if it's a hardcover or paperback. I do prefer hardback. I guess that's the answer. What's your preference? I do love hardback, but I mean, I don't mind paperback, but I love a physical book that I can just hold in my hands. I don't know why. It's just something I have to do. I like doing, even when it came to me studying in school and stuff, I preferred having a physical book or writing my notes and stuff, because I just feel like it sticks in my mind more than if I'm just reading it on like digital. If you could meet any author, alive or dead, who would it be and what would you ask them? Zora Neale Hurston, because I think one of the things I would ask her is, how did she handle that time when it seemed that she was blackballed, kind of? Well, I won't say kind of, I would say she was blackballed, and even more so, she was blackballed by our own community. She was blackballed because of the things that she chose to write about. But I also want to ask her about her previous work, which were in like newsletters and journals and things, and even the time when she was like ghostwriting for other people. I would just want to know how she handled it. What was her thought process? How did she go, and what made her transition into finally being like, okay, no, I need to write my own things. Do you keep track of your reading goals? Yes. One of the things I do, if I don't write it down, I do have a Goodreads and I have a Fable profile, so I keep up with the books I read on there. How do you handle a reading slump? I do not handle reading slumps very good. I would just stop reading for long periods of time and be like, oh no, I should pick up this book, I should read it, but then I'll go find something else to do. Do you annotate your books, or do you prefer to keep them pristine? I do annotate, but I only use the tabs. I don't write in my books, I don't want to write in them, because I really would like to like create my own personal library. That way, when I like, if a friend wants to read it, they don't have to like see my writing and stuff. What inspired your love for music? We didn't have cable, so my only go-tos were to watch movies or to listen to the radio. I listened to the radio so much that I picked up on certain DJs patterns of when they would play music and stuff. My favorite thing to do during New Year's would be to sit by the radio and listen to what they thought were the top 100 songs of the year and stuff like that. My brother's mother, who would babysit me when I was little, she would literally blast music, and she was one of those people that if she liked the song, she's gonna play it over and over and over again. So I think her love for music she introduced me to a lot of the artists that I love now. My grandmother loved music also. She listened to a lot of course, like Motown. And I think she's the one that kind of got me into the history of knowing the meanings behind certain songs, what was going on in different artists' lives during then, because she would just sit down and be like, okay, yeah, this is what was going on during this time. This is what this person was going through and everything like that. So what was the first concert you ever attended, and how was the experience? My high school class of 2012, we went to Universal Studios and Pitbull performed. I think DJ Khaled actually was supposed to perform, but he didn't show up. Like, that was my first time being like, oh no, I see like an artist that I've listened to in real life in person. Like they're actually human. The next question I have is what's your all-time favorite album? I don't really have an all-time favorite album, but I can list a couple of my favorite ones. I have Mariah Carey's Rainbow. Do I have Ooh on the TLC Tip, which is TLC's first album. And I'll say Alicia Keys, A Song in A Minor. Those were three of the albums that I just had that introduced me to these artists. And for that, I have a special place in my heart for them. You discover new music, and do you have tips for others? I don't really have tips for others, but something that I do is I follow a lot of artists and stuff on YouTube, and so I have YouTube Music, and it will at the bottom recommend based off of, okay, you like this artist, then you might like this artist. So I will follow stuff like that. Every once in a while I'll just go down like a YouTube rabbit hole and just start clicking on different artists. I watch a lot of Colors, Tiny Desk, those things, like artists that I'm not familiar with. I'll watch their performances and pick up which ones I like from their sound. And I go from the beginning of the artist's discovery, like as soon as they started dropping music. I like to listen to their bodies of works. I'm an album girl. I love singles, of course, but like I love albums. So I will start with their first album and just go throughout their discography, like the ones I like, or add them to my playlist, and that's kind of how I discover people. Are there any upcoming music releases or events you're excited to share with your audience? I'm going to the Grand National Tour, which is Kendrick Lamar and SZA. I don't know if they have somebody else opening for SZA, like before SZA, but Kendrick, who is my husband, will be performing on my birthday, and it was just meant to be, so I'm going to go see him. This will be my second time seeing him in concert, and my first time seeing SZA. Went to in 2017 with him. I think it was SZA and Sir, and me and my cousin were late, so I never got to see them perform. So I'm excited to see her perform for the first time, and I love her albums. Like I have her Control on vinyl. I'm waiting to see SOS. I want to see if it's going to go on sale, but I'm also trying to wait and see if the deluxe version is on sale yet, which is the one with her dressed as like a bug or an alien or something, Lana. So if you guys know anywhere I can get that, like today or later, please let me know. Leave it down in the comments. So this is the end of my video. Thank you for sticking around. If you listen to the end of this video, hope my voice isn't too annoying. I don't know how I really sound on video, so I hope this is a way that you were able to get to know me and see if we had any things in common. If we do have things in common, please leave it in the comments. I love learning about new people. So thank you. Please subscribe. Please hit the notification button. Leave comments. Share this video. Do whatever you need to. I hope you guys come back and see what else I have on my channel. Hopefully I'll be producing more videos. Thank you for watching. And you all have a great evening, day, night, whenever you're watching this. Okay, bye.